What is up, my people? This is Cecil W Adams coming at you with another round. Do you guys ever have that person that you just can talk to forever and strictly platonic? One of those people that you can talk to for hours and just never get tired of conversation. And then, maybe you don't see him for a while and then you see him again and you just pick up right where you left off. Well, that person for me is my guest today, Mark Cregger. Mark works for a local distributor. I don't think we can say their name. Yeah, probably shouldn't say their name because we go down, talk about some of the times that Mark was an asshole. He's a recovering asshole as far as management goes. He'll openly admit that. And he's learned over the years how to be better at that. And he's built himself a great career in the distribution. And we get a little long-winded, but I could literally have that guy on every podcast and we could talk for hours just about everything. I consider him one person I can talk philosophy with. I can talk to bar business with. I can talk sports with. He's a great guy. Just listen to the podcast. Let us know what you think. Once again, this is another round with Cecil W Adams, and my guest is Mark Cregger. We'll see you soon. Peace. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another round with Cecil W Adams. And today I have one of my favorite people in the world. Don't get to spend enough time with him, but I like digging, hanging, kicking it. My man, Mark Cregger.
What up?
What up? What up? How you doing, man?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Good, good. You on the sobriety thing again for a little bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna throttle down. So I did a pretty good 3-month run there.
That's good.
And then you got to see the emancipation of that hiatus and back to the hiatus again. It was unfortunately. Beer is fine for me. Mm-hmm. Hard liquor is. I like to party too much.
I just like to party.
Yeah, it's unfortunately
it's not unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's a treat.
Well, there's anybody that's been around to witness it, it's quite a spectacle. But no, there's some monetary things that it gets a little out of hand. So. Yeah, it just and I don't go out for a cocktail or two. No. That's my problem. I go out. It's an event. Bender. Yeah, it's an event. It's very much.
If it was an event, it turns into an event.
Yes, yeah, very well. And we were just going out for a few beers the other day, so you saw kind of I think for the pace of the night, you saw me at about the 60 percentile mark. So there was 40% after I left you. It got really out of hand. So yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, unfortunately. Just hard alcohol is going to have to be a very monitored, curbed thing for me.
Everything's good in
moderation.
Yeah.
And moderation is not a thing that I practice very well.
Well, I mean, we're in the bar industry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I see a bottle of Rumple and I'm like, I'm not happy until that thing's gone. So, yeah.
I can't fuck with that Rumple Bits, man.
No.
It makes me do dumb shit.
No.
I'm not even that. I just like. The last time I got drunk off Rumple Mints was 2011.
Wow.
2010.
Nice. It's almost a decade off.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, no, it's
just not, man. Rumple Mints, I just can't do it. I cannot fuck with it. It I don't know, man. It's just that one time, and I was so fucking drunk, and then I was so fucking hungover the next day. It just ruined me on it.
Yes. So that's another thing for me too. It's like with Rumple Mints, especially just the sugar, just the way I feel the next day is just so awful.
You look at the bottle of Rumple Mints like, why can't I quit you?
Right. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I was like that with vodka in college, man. I got so hammered off vodka and passed out in the fucking snow outside in South Dakota, just taking shots of real vodka of
like Popov or something.
Yeah, it was either Popov or McCormick, and we were playing. It was the snow. School was out and basketball was canceled, so we
going to be able to travel till so we were just in the dorms, and I was hanging out with trying to remember. Two of them roommates at the time. No, they weren't. They guys to play basketball with, and the rest of the people were like went out to the bar or whatever, and we were like, "Well, fuck, we're broke. We can't go to the bar."
Save some scratch.
Yeah, exactly. So we all got all our change together and bought the plastic 1 liter of the Popov or McCormick, and
for $8.
Yeah, I think so. Rock. And it was a struggle to get to that $8.
Yeah, well, it's college in a nutshell.
Yeah, and then we were betting on we were playing Tony Hawk.
Wow. Pro Skater?
Pro Skater, but it was the free edition that you got from Pizza Hut.
Oh, yeah.
So there was only like 2 maps that we could do, but we would make bets on how many points we were going to get, and just
that's funny. It was the first two. It was the first 2 levels, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was
like the warehouse and the beach or something like that.
It was the one we played all the time was the warehouse.
Yeah,
because you were just trying to catch the rail all the way around and jump through the room. Yeah, and then catch the rail on the other side, and that's how you get the biggest points. And oh my god,
sure. A lot of time was spent playing that game.
Yeah, we were so broke we couldn't even afford it. I don't even know how we got the PlayStation, to be honest with you. It was there. I
we
didn't
acquired
ask
it. Yeah.
It just happened to be there. Yeah. And that was the first time ever taking shots of just like legit just sitting and taking shots, not making drinks or whatever.
Yeah. Just like pulls, just getting after
pulling.
it.
Yeah, oh god. And I just kept betting stupid, and then the more drunk I got, and the next thing I know, the security guard's waking me up. Got my jacket on and my flip flops. I mean, there's 2 foot of snow. Got my sock cap on. I'm just asleep outside.
Bruh.
Yeah, that was probably one of the closer times of probably death.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had. Did you hear about my Poplar Street Bridge experience?
Are you going to incriminate yourself at all?
Well, I mean, I was arrested for it.
I mean,
you can't get charged twice. You know? No,
there's no such thing as double jeopardy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was.
Is that the night you got arrested 3 times one night?
Yeah, I was like, I got popped around from different municipalities, and it was. So long story short, trying to walk home from the east side, Sauget, and I didn't want to walk. I couldn't get Uber to work, couldn't get a cab, whatever. Probably user error. They're not a real issue.
Right. Or they just like saw how drunk you were and was like,
no way. So I didn't want to walk all the way around to the Eads because that would be like an extra 3-hour trip. So I walked the Poplar home, and at one
you walked the exit ramp.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, whole deal. And then so I'm probably 2/3 of the way over, and my foot got stuck in one of the drainage holes. So if probably nobody even realizes there's drainage holes all along the side of the bridge, right? Well, my foot gets stuck in one, and scary as shit though. Like, and I just kind of lose my balance, and I'm like looking over the rail, like straight down into the river. The most sobering thing ever, and like,
oh god,
I would say probably 100 feet later is whenever the city got me, and the rest is history. But it was one of those things you're like, I almost died. Shit, like that's not a good thing.
And then you go sober for 3 months.
Yeah, no, I take my hiatus, and then I ease back into it. But,
just ease in there.
Yeah,
right. That's my god.
Yeah, no,
it was chills.
It was a crazy night. Like, there was definitely a lot, and so my phone died, so a lot of people couldn't find me. So I have a friend that's a 911 dispatcher on the other side of the river, and he's like, man, people are calling for you, all sorts of different people. And he started reads off the list of names. I'm like, I've never even heard of some of these people, dude. He's like, it was like Ferris Bueller. Like, everybody was looking for it. Like, it's flattering, I guess.
Hey, we're pulling for him down here.
We don't know where you are, but this one's for you. No.
Oh man, I because you were at Bob's that night earlier, and then I was like, because you said we gotta get something to eat. I was like, we'll be back, and I was like, you were starting to get twerked up. You're about 70% then. So
no. I think that was a close down 101. Hit a few places in Soulard, then made it to the east side, and Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got kicked out of Pops. I don't think anything bad happened. I think it was just like, hey, you're too drunk, you need to go type scenario.
That's like the worst feeling.
Yeah,
getting kicked out of Pops. Any other place, whatever.
Yeah,
But Pops, I'm just like, oh.
It's a defeat. It's a defeat. It's a defeated. Like,
I take a couple days to.
It's like that's when you take the day to reflect. You're like, what are you doing?
And then when I worked at the 3 o'clock bar, man, it was the only place to go was go to Pops. After you get out, like I'm getting out, getting out there at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, well, I want to have a beer, so go over to Pops.
Yeah,
and oh god, I thought I was the fucking man going over there.
Yeah, it's funny because I've had like my different periods of when I've gone, whether working in a bar, what time bar that I worked at, whether it was a 1 o'clock closer or 3 o'clock closer. It's just
it's the same fucking people.
Yeah, same people, and then it's just like a melting pot of everything.
Yeah.
Right? Like, cause it's not just local to industry. You have,
people that are in town visiting. Oh, I just wanted to see what this Pops thing was like. And they're just
drink for 24 hours a day. It's crazy. Yeah, crazy. No, so.
I still want to do, I know that RFT girl did it once, but I want to do it, did 24 hours of Pops.
Are you just staying there for 24 hours? Did they clean for a little bit?
They let me. They're closed for like 45 minutes.
All right. Yeah, no, I would be, I'd be down for that. I've definitely done quite a few 24-hour benders, so.
I haven't done one in a very long time. I can't remember, oh no.
What's that?
My high school baseball coach just died.
Oh, that sucks.
God damn.
That's wild.
I'll mourn about that later. So yeah, God, he's such a big deal in my life. Fuck, it's tough.
That's wild.
He started coaching again at the junior college in my hometown.
Oh no shit.
Take this off. So I'll check my phone later because it's just gonna keep buzzing.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so it's such a dangerous fucking place, Pops. I'd like the shit that I would see around me. I'm just like, that guy's got a gun on him, and that's I think a guy dressed up as a girl that's making out with a guy that's obviously straight.
Yeah.
This is gonna get weird.
No, like just the dance floor at Pops alone, bro. It's nuts. Like
stripper 30.
Yeah.
5:30. The strippers start coming in.
Oh, yeah.
God, back then I was like, man, I'd buy them drinks and thinking of getting in with them, and it just worked me for fucking drinks and whatever else I may have.
There was times I knew better and I still did it. I'm like, whatever. It's fine.
Oh man, it's funny to think about like the shit that we've seen in this industry is just fucking insane.
Yeah.
And we're like, people are like, oh, we went to the bar the other night. There's a story, and you're just like, it seems like miraculous to them. This is crazy, but I don't even have a reaction to it anymore. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so somebody will be like, oh yeah, I went out and got fucked up. Oh, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, got a little twerked up, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, oh no, that was it. Just got
I had 3 beers. I was feeling woozy.
Had some IPAs.
I can't believe I had 3 beers.
Yeah, I know. I'm like. And like comma,
comma. Yeah.
No,
is this gonna be a run-on sentence, or
no.
Start a new paragraph?
Sorry, I'm the unhealthy one here. Right. I shouldn't.
But it's just funny how like I think the industry, the bar industry, just fucking hardens you.
Yeah, it's. I mean, everything is last minute. It's hard. People call off.
Yeah.
You get slammed. You go from staring at the wall to, you're 3 deep at the bar, the kitchen's in the weeds, a 20 top walks in, you're like, I don't even have a 4 top open right now. Like,
and then they walk in, and then motherfucker wants to, like, post a Google review or whatever, fucking
Yelp.
Yeah, fuck.
I don't even get me started on that.
And then, we, to me, like, in that madness, I just get more calm because it's like you can only do you can only do so much.
It's only gonna get so busy. It's only it's gonna end. That's the beauty of it. At some point it's gonna end. So there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. And working at a 3:00 bar. I don't think there's anything worse than being busy early, because you're used to getting busy late. It's like, man, when you start getting slammed at like 8:30, you're like, where are you coming from? Like, how is this?
It's not even midnight,
right? Like,
what kind of savages are you?
I was not ready for this. I'm still hungover. No,
right, exactly. Oh no, yeah, totally. I'm most of the time I'm still drunk.
Yeah, no, for sure. And a lot of times working in a 3:00 bar, you just got to be in the right mindset. It just takes half the.
You got to take that Adderall about midnight.
Oh yeah,
you be good and ready.
Throttle up for it. Unfortunately, it's like you see most of the people
mm-hmm.
but they're at all different levels of drunkenness. So it's like,
and they all want to have a conversation. You're like, motherfucker, this is where I'm making my money.
Yeah, like, I love you, but we can talk about everything tomorrow.
Come in at 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
and I'll have time to talk to you.
We'll chit chat. Yeah, no.
And that's what one of the biggest things that I just never understood is, when I was working at 3, is the owner just always put this in. We got to get people in here early. Blah 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 blah. Just going insane about it. And it's like, why don't we just focus on just when the pop is happening, we maximize the pop instead of like stressing everybody out about bringing people in early. And he was giving shit away and still couldn't get people in early, like, and then blame the staff. And that was one of my biggest pet peeves with that dude.
Yeah, I mean, here's my thing. Like, don't get me wrong. When I talk to people about restaurants and bars,
Bring your mic back just a little bit. There you go. Yeah, that's way better.
Okay, all right, good. So you talk about, you have your seats and your bar space, and you maximize your space, right? Like we were talking about, just like vending in a bar. It's like, well, if you put a vending machine in and you have to lose a table, like, what's your potential revenue on that space? If it's a 4-top, and your average check is $20, and you can flip that table 6 times in a night, are you going to make that much in vending? But, vending's pure, you're usually splitting that 50-50.
Right.
What's your net? What's your rake? And you start talking about that. And unfortunately, the bar business is so fickle. There's every bar is a little bit different, and there's destination bars, and there's places you party. There's places, like, I don't really,
okay, so for like in the county, destination place would be what the fuck is the name?
Like Westport Social.
Like
Double D's in Brentwood, the karaoke place.
Yeah, then what's the one right there on Lindbergh? That's it.
Helen Fitzgerald's.
Helen Fitzgerald's.
Yeah,
that thing's been around forever. They still do the same shit. They haven't modernized that place whatsoever.
It's the Lindbergh High School reunion.
Yeah, seriously, and it's you go in there on a Friday, Saturday night, it is busy.
Oh, it's bad. I mean,
same. It's Westport Social, and that's the same owners as Helen Fitzgerald.
Yeah. No, actually, no, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a Cybergs.
Yeah, Cyberg. And don't get me wrong, Cybergs do a really good job with, especially just with their restaurant chain. They've had some good sprawl with that. And we went to the one on Market the other day and ate, and food.
Is that the one in the hotel?
Yes, it's tacky.
I didn't even know it was still there.
Yeah, the food was awesome. Went in for lunch.
That's the only place I had shark there one time.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know if it's really shark or not, but this tastes delicious.
Yeah, no.
But you just put butter on it, it tastes fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'll eat it.
Right, exactly.
But so there's no exact formula. There's things you can do that are very broad. Like I'm a huge small menu guy.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the massive. I hate the massive menu. You have this massive menu. Like, don't get me wrong, a place like the Cheesecake Factory, they've made it work.
Right.
So they've broken the. Gordon Ramsay cannot explain to me why the Cheesecake Factory works, and vice versa. It's just how and why. You have 20 people working in your kitchen. You've made this huge niche. Like, I look at that menu and I just want to throw up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like a menu where it's like, yeah, we can have 3 guys in the kitchen and we're good. We can lose one of those guys because he walks out or he calls off sick or whatever, and we can still rake it out. Like, it's not that big a deal.
And you're gonna save so much, and your quality's gonna be better because there's less hands touching it, man.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the way fast food goes now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good idea to sell Raising Cane's. They should sell chicken strips. Like, it's simple and easy.
Yep.
I
mean, even you look at the local places in Sealard, just the menu. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Now I do like the Jack Nolan's, the burger, the new burger.
Do they have a veggie burger or a lightning burger or anything like that? I haven't eaten meat in a while. They have to.
Yeah, I'm almost.
I went to fucking. I went across the river to meet up with Scrooge McDuck and what is the name of that place? It's really cool over right in Columbia, Illinois.
Top Shooters.
Top Shooters, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that dude does really well for himself.
Mm-hmm.
But they had a black bean burger there, and I'm like, holy shit, because I didn't think I was going to be able to eat anything.
Stacked has an awesome black bean burger.
Yeah, I love it. I'm surprised they haven't opened up more locations, man. They are printing money out of that place.
Yeah, and they just said that they got tagged in a Nationwide article, much like Twisted Ranch did. With one of the best burgers.
Look what they did to them, man. They took them to one of the busiest restaurants in Soulard.
Yeah, no, I mean, been extremely busy, so... and unfortunately, there's just no set formula. And a lot of times when you talk to bar owners, why am I not more busy? What have you done lately not to piss off your staff and to improve the quality of life for the people coming in? Right. And nobody wants to answer that question. It's like, well, this worked 10 years ago. It doesn't mean it's going to work now.
I think, and I tell people all the time, they're like, well, if I'm asked that question, what is it about with the bar, that makes it work? I was like, it's the vibe. It is, to me, it's the vibe. That's what I go to, and obviously quality product. But
sure,
somewhere like Bob's, I'm just serving drinks,
right?
And it's literally, I've got to just project that it's just a good time when they come in, and people enjoy coming in, and once we're back on it again, that's all I'm doing. All I'm going to talk about is the vibe.
Yeah.
And I tried some things with the food stuff.
Food sucks, man.
Yeah,
food's a pain in the ass.
In theory, my idea was going to be amazing until it just too much trust.
Every idea is great until it doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, it's great, and then like I've got some other people that were like now that are hit me up wanting to do something, and it's like, okay, well, first off, there's going to be a contract.
Yeah, man. So if you look at, and I'll say this for like a place like Max Local Eats, you look like what happened with Tam Avenue Grill, and yeah, I do like that style because you as the bar owner, you don't have to worry about the food, because there's something to be said about that. When you're trying to split your mindset towards, well, I want to make sure I have good food, so I have to have good cooks. I have to have good
less people that you have to worry about protecting the shield is what I call it.
Yeah.
The less people that as long as they know that they're not affiliated, that they're their own thing. That way, that I just think the less hands-on product, the better. I like smaller staff, and I don't even know what happened over there with Max with that thing.
So they definitely had a contract. So it was a contract thing that was, and I think ended up what happening is that it just didn't work in that space. I don't.
Did he have a kitchen inside, or did he have it outside in like a shipping container or something?
No, I think it was attached. I don't know if they modified that building, or I never really looked at it to see how. I mean, it was served through the window or whatever you want to say it, but I don't know if they added that onto the building. I never really paid attention to how it was cut into that. But I mean, here's the thing. The people got to work together too. So it's a partnership. It's not a partnership, but you also got to get along too. And each
goes
side,
back to vibe.
Yeah, well, each side has to work symbiotically with each other. like if the cooks are listening to music that's crazy loud and it's affecting the bar, it's one, you're like, well, that's changing the.
Or if they have headphones in, it's like they can't hear you when you're putting orders up. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a whole that drives me bonkers.
Yeah,
but yeah, so there's all these little intricacies there. I like the scenario that like Amsterdam and Damburger has.
Yeah,
they're separate, but you can get food in there.
Right.
The dam operates. They can still sell their food. People coming in, whatever. But if you want to go next door, you can order in there, and they'll bring it over to you. It works. It's flexible. I like that.
Yeah, and Damburgers are actually pretty good.
It's fire, man.
Yeah,
they put out really good food. So
yeah,
it's just fickle.
It's funny how what is evolved into as far as like in bars and parlor. Yeah. They have a fixed food truck out back, and they just rent that space out each week. And they've had McDonald's in there, they've had Taco Bell in there. I'm like, okay, I see you guys working.
Yeah, no,
and I'm like, I'm totally stealing that idea.
Yeah, no,
They had it because they had it Bird and Barrel at first, and then that
Yeah.
didn't work out, and then so they're like, well, fuck it, we'll charge people $500 a week. They're producing $2,000 a month off of that, not having to touch it.
Yeah, no, and it and the blessing and the curse is there's a ton of good food in St. Louis. There's a lot of talented people. I can't. There's a lot of restaurateurs. There's a lot of great bar owners. There's a lot of talent in St. Louis, and unfortunately, we are huge. We're ambiguous. We're an upscale bar place. We're not a dive bar place. We're everything. There's no fixed thing that's gonna work. There's gonna be something new might be great. Something old might be great.
Right.
What worked 20 years ago, you might bring that back and it worked.
Right.
You remember?
It's. I enjoy the dive. I enjoy the dive.
Same way.
But you put me in somewhere like 60s, like I'm going to thrive in that environment as well.
Yeah.
But that's I got to prove I can do it at Bob's before I can spend $2.4 million. Oh, by the way, did you see Molly's was for sale?
I did not.
$6 million.
So that's interesting. So here's my deal with Soulard right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like Joni's is closing. Harpo's, had the spot and immediately closed down. And here's the hard thing. You only got so many people in Soulard, right? Mm-hmm. And there's only going to be so many places that get the locals.
Right.
And then everybody else is going to go after people coming through. Well, anytime, News Channel 5 and not to piss on them, but just any news show says, oh, there was a shooting in Soulard or
right.
what. It's like, it's a little notch in the armor, right? It's a little BB hole in the hull of the Titanic. And, it's not just one that hurts, but over time it just starts to just really penetrate what's going on. So I think that's unfortunately, and fortunately, I think St. Louis is going through a kind of a blossoming stage right now with, the Foundry opening up.
The new soccer stadium.
Yeah, you got a ton of stuff going on,
But I mean, there's so much. I think every lot that was available in Soulard is getting something built on it right now.
Yeah, it is.
It's insane.
Yeah, the property value's through the roof.
Yeah.
So, and don't get me wrong, and there's places that are going through it. McGurk's is closed on a Monday now. And not a shot to them.
But, I mean, their money's made on the weekend, man.
Yeah, no. So I mean, why? If I was them, look at PBR in Ballpark Village. They're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think that's roundabout what their hours are. Don't quote me on it, but if you can make it work, kudos to you. Game 6 downtown. They have limited hours and they make it work.
Yeah, they everybody was bagging on them at first. Like, oh, nobody's there. Like, all three of those dudes are in the bar industry. They're gonna make it work.
Yeah. So
and they made it cool. I mean, from what I've seen online, I still haven't been.
To Game 6.
Yeah.
So it's cool, man. It's a country bar, but it's more so than that. It's just a chill. It's a different aspect. I like going there.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no jukebox, so you're forced to the music, what's going on there. I do think that's a controlling factor of the bar.
That's Henry's like that too, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't been in Henry's in a hot minute. Yeah. And this may shock you, but I'm usually hammered when I go there. So.
Right. Yeah, it happens. Did you see that Earthbound or not Earthbound?
They went in there, the Q-Berts thing next.
Yeah, well, no,
the Preservation Hall.
Yeah, they closing the business that was in there.
Really?
Yeah, the Moonbase.
Yeah, Moonbase at Earthbound.
He's closing it down.
Yeah,
but he was in a hole when he took over. So the first 4 months they had Earthbound, Moonbase. It was they were spending $30,000 a month in payroll.
Wow.
And all they're just a gaming place. Like, why do you have $30,000 in payroll, bro?
Yeah, that's steep. Holy crap! No, I mean,
I was tripping out having fucking $1,200 or $1,400 a week in payroll.
Yeah, which don't get me wrong. I always bitch about it in restaurants, but food costs and labor is the two biggest drivers. But
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but I still love it, because they tried.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it's like you got to take that Geronimo leap to see if it works,
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes it takes a long time for things to blossom into something.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's not. So the guy didn't lose money.
Okay.
He was just because he does real estate during the day, but he didn't lose money on it. But it was like at a point to re-sign his lease, and he's just like, the amount of hours he's putting in his day job, and then going there and doing. Yeah, it's just.
I mean, everybody's time is worth something, it's worth money. So
yeah, I think that Soulard is going the right way, but I think we're getting to that tipping point where it's a lot of these older bar owners that have been down here for a long time. They're gonna start selling.
Yeah,
which is a perfect time for partnerships to develop.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, you look at the life cycle of a business. You have to adapt, improvise, and overcome things. It's not. There's no there's no rhyme or reason to it, and unfortunately,
there's just not a set way to make a bar work. Now, business work is people, process, and product, which is but there's who would have thought that you could take a burger and smash it, call it a smash burger, and it would be a fucking people go lose their minds over.
If I would have told, I'll phrase this: if you would have told me 10 years ago that alcoholic seltzer water was going to make up 30% of the beverage industry, I would have told you to go take another hit of acid. Okay,
how high are you right now?
Like, dude, what are you talking about? So there's no way to know. There's no way to see the writing on the wall. The real smart people can get ahead of it and be ahead of it when it happens. But it's all about timing, right? You don't want to miss. You don't want to drive out these people that are paying, but you want to make sure that you get it right for these people that are coming up that are going to start bringing money into your business. So
it's I think it's test. You got to test stuff. Just try it. I never thought Natter Day would be a thing.
Right. Yeah.
And then it fucking couldn't keep it. Could not keep the shit on the shelf.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing. Next year, Natter Days might not be a big deal. Busch Light's a huge deal right now. Yeah. In the United States, it's huge.
Yeah, Busch Light started out selling Busch at Bob's.
Yeah. And that's especially a Midwest trend. Like in Iowa, it's crazy. It's one of the hottest selling beers there are.
Busch Light, huh?
Yeah. Huh. There's no way to know.
No.
Right.
It's just test. It's test. And then promotion. What are they doing to help you get the product out? And people generally got to like the product. Like whenever they were trying to push out that fucking MIG fuel bullshit. I'll give them props. They were trying, but your product was fucking crap. You remember that shit? MIG fuel. They had a bottle that looked like a fucking MIG jet.
Oh, yeah. I remember this. I never even tried it. Never even tasted it.
Oh, God. It was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And they stuck so much fucking money into it.
I mean, you look at a place, or, I don't know if they're still around, like Roaring Lion. They were going to be on the gun. And I mean, their thought process was genius. Like, let's cut down the cost of Red Bull, right? So you take your cost out of this high-end, high-priced drink.
And motherfuckers were giving them fucking Roaring Lion and charging them still the Red Bull fucking price.
Well, that was shitty.
Yeah.
But the idea was great, but it just didn't work. Right. It just didn't materialize into anything.
They had some stuff called Turbo that they were using at 60s. It wasn't bad. I didn't mind it. It was really low cost, and then they used real cane sugar or something. I don't know, whatever their gimmick was. But yeah, they did pretty well. But now I noticed that when I went to 60s, they have a whole lot of brand new Red Bull stuff. Brand new Red Bull cooler, brand new Red Bull. That screen is fucking cool as shit. In the game room, have you seen that thing?
No.
It's like it's a video screen and it advertises Red Bull, and it looks like a fucking chalkboard, but it's like is it like
lit or whatever?
Yeah, but it plays videos and it shows all the different Red Bull sports and shit.
I saw.
I couldn't stop staring at it. I was just like,
yeah, I saw this in a trade magazine not too long ago, just for upcoming things, and I follow a lot of stuff on social media just to see what's new and coming out.
Yeah,
like the claw machine, the white claw machines, and it's a huge trend right now.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I mean. Man, I really would love for my guy I work with on my gaming for all my games if he would get one of those touch tunes that has the videos on it too.
Yeah.
That I think it'd be cool for a minute, but I don't know how much more that is, or if they have to pay more.
Yeah, I think Friendlies has something close to that, and it's pretty sharp. It does nothing for me.
Right.
And I'm a turd, man. Something will be new and cool, and be like, it sucks.
Whatever, man. It's too terrible.
Give me my bush. I'm gonna sit over and drink it.
Yeah, right. I do. I think with the industry now more than ever, it's like you said, staying above the trends.
Yeah,
and I love it and hate it all at the same time.
Well, just look at what's going on now. Obviously you have generation change, right?
Right.
So our generation now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit older, so I'm turned 35 this year.
Motherfucker, I just turned 40 in October.
Whatever. I see your gray hair. No,
I got two in my beard. All right.
No, but what's going to appeal to you and I
mm-hmm.
is a hell of a lot different than what's going to appeal to a 22 or 23-year-old.
Right.
And millennials now, the way they are, they're experience driven, right?
Yeah.
They want a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily care about money's not as important to them. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's
we talked about that before last time.
Yeah, I talked to somebody the other day. When I used to go out, it was like, and this is when I was young, especially like around college age. I was like, I got to keep my bar tab for the whole night at $100. Right, that was like my gauge. Like
damn, rich boy.
Yeah, no, working a lot.
Yeah, no, I remember you talking about that before.
Yeah, so you look at now, it's like you look at the average. So like a 22-year-old, like the amount of drinks that they buy, it's just not even close to what it used to be. And it's like, okay, so me as a bar owner, I'm gonna look at that like, well, I'm only gonna get 2 or 3 drinks out of you.
Right.
So how am I gonna get more money out of you?
Mm-hmm.
What? Am I going to rope you back into coming? Am I going to get you back here next week? Is that how I'm going to play this game? Am I going to try to maximize the amount of dollars, whether it be vending or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Maybe do sell food or whatever it is. That's what you have to look at. And it is staying ahead of it and seeing the change and the trend. And obviously your consumer is going to dictate a lot of what you do.
Yeah. I mean, how many places are still carrying 37 different flavors of vodka, like that shit.
The boats sailed.
Yeah, it's gone, but like that's the simplistic approach is just how I've went and trying to stay ahead on the beers. Like now it's just like everybody has a fucking beer that like there's new shit opening up all the time. But now I understand why all these microbreweries are opening up because your markup is fucking crazy when they're buying.
Make a ton of money.
Ton of money. I get it now.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, no. Well, and that's a touchy thing too, because it's like you want to get big, but you don't want to get too big. You don't want to get too big too fast, but you want to make a ton of money. And then it's like a distributor tries to pick you up, and then you have to maximize your capacity, and you have to get extra fooders, and you have to get more barrels, and you have to have more people to work. You physically have to have more brewers, and you have to buy more kegs, and you have to. There's a ton of things that go into that, and I mean, like you said, it's financially sound.
Right.
You make a lot of money.
Exactly. I'm really looking forward to just to see what amount of money can be produced off of when the video gambling goes live in Missouri in 2021.
Blow your mind.
Yeah. Oh, I know the numbers of acquaintance of mine has a bar over in God damn it, I always forget the fucking name of it. Little bar over on the east side. Now he has 5 machines. Now Missouri supposedly it's only gonna be 3 that you get to start, but producing $5,500 a month.
Yeah, man. There's
35 cents on every lost dollar.
There's a lot of bars in Belleville. That's the only thing that's kept them open.
Yeah.
I mean, I stopped to get gas on a road trip the other day, and I threw $20 in a slot machine at like a Circle K. It was great.
Yeah.
But it just, and I was completely fine with that. They got an extra $20 out of me,
right?
Out of nothing, out of a 2 foot out of 2 foot by 1 foot space,
and they get 35 cents if they're illegal. 35 cents on every lost dollar.
Yeah, right.
That's fucking free money because it doesn't cost you anything to have the machines.
And there's a reason why casinos are nice inside.
Yeah. And then I'm looking at it, you know, somebody like me, you know, my size is a place, you put 3 of those in, and let's just say they produce what his producing, you know, and it's $3,000 because I'll have 3 of them, $3,000 a month just off of those. I have nothing to fucking worry about.
I would be extremely curious to see. I believe Pops has 5 machines, I think.
Oh yeah, they
4 or maybe 6. I
dude,
don't know. I'd be extremely curious to see what they pull. Because there's always somebody sitting there.
Hot Shots over
O'Fallon?
Yeah, over in Illinois. Yeah, a guy that was part owner of it was telling me because he was managing, but he was also a part owner.
Sure.
He was telling me that those were producing $11,000 a month for them.
I believe.
He said we had like, he said we thought about doing time limits because he's like, those machines are always going. People are always sitting at those fucking machines. I was like, so they bought you out so they could keep all the 11,000. He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
He's like, you wouldn't believe the amount of money. I'm like, you know who hates it? The casino queen.
Yeah, no, but you're gonna see. There's gonna be, you know, casinos. You know, one they'll either close down, which is not gonna happen.
No.
Or they'll make things, you know, more appealing.
Right.
You know, you're gonna see better food quality. You're gonna see, you know, more intriguing prizes. You're gonna see better attributes to being part of their member clubs, right? You're going to get free food for doing that.
More amenities.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be an adaptation for the casinos.
And then, you know, once they have the sports book, you know, that because that
change everything.
Yeah, it changed. I mean, it's not legal in Illinois. It's just legal. Oh no, it's state to state, right? For the sports, you could.
Yes, and it's very finicky too. Like I you know, whenever Beal, you know. I was talking to somebody. I was like, the best idea you could do, you know, would make the most money there. DraftKings to come in, open a bar, essentially like the sports book that they have in New Jersey, right?
DraftKings does have one in New Jersey.
Yeah, it's a sports book. I don't think it's like a bar or restaurant or whatever.
Okay,
it's just like a gaming facility essentially. I've never been there, so don't quote me on that. But you know, have something like that where you can gamble at every table, man. These gambling. I do DraftKings every day.
Yeah,
I pay extra money like. I do basketball, hockey, baseball. Like I'm into it.
Yeah.
It's like a part-time job for me. I'm into that. Like I'm in tune to it. I can tell you the starting rotations for everybody. Like it's a big deal. Like, so I feel like that would be huge. Especially consider what a destination ballpark village is. If you could have essentially a gaming sports book right next to a, you know, or close to a stadium like that, I think it'd be huge.
Huge. And that's, you know, people coming in from out of town that are eating an oyster and walking to the game. They're like, oh, let me go put this money down here.
Yeah, no, it's.
I mean, but yeah, it'd be cool to see how the payouts go with that. Like, you know, do I have to be present? Do I have to come back to get my money that I won, or can you?
Sure. Well, and I'm sure, you know, if they were smart, that, you know, like
they got that figured out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean,
I was just thinking in my head. I'm like, that's the first thing in my head. Is like, how do you pay out? I mean, that's something I would even look at doing it at Bob's.
Yeah, no.
If there was like no cash, I wouldn't want to do cash. You'd have to do it on your card or something. That way, like, because carrying that much cash in a place like that's what scared me about when I first got in there. It was cash only. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at, you know, the platforms now. You have Venmo, you have PayPal. There's you know, Bitcoin Wallet, Cash App. There's ways just to not have tangible monetary units. You know, like you can just transfer funds around now.
Yeah. I mean, some of the best drug dealers know that everything they're paid out is on Venmo.
Yeah, it's smart.
Yeah, they Uber everywhere and use Venmo. I'm like, what?
It keeps you fluid, man.
Yeah,
like it really does. Like you're not grounded to something. You don't have a flashy car you're driving around. You know, you keep a nominal amount of product on you, a nominal amount of cash. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and but. Again, we can go down a tunnel with all
that. That's a
whole rabbit hole. Yeah, we'll have to do another episode about just the best way to be a drug dealer.
Sure, or drug trafficking.
I guess now, like the weed thing, man. I've been looking at getting Colorado Bob's edibles.
Sure, you know, here's my thing. You know, the legality of it. And kudos to J.B. Pritzker. I applaud his efforts of taxing the hell out of everything and getting, you know, trying to make Illinois a profitable state again. But the amount that they're taxing on THC levels in Illinois right now is
35% or some shit like that. Right?
So if you're sub 20% THC, you get taxed, and then if you're post 30, you get, well, I'm sorry, it might be 20 below 25 and above 25 or something like that.
Or taxed differently.
Yeah, and you still, like, the stronger the weed, you pay more and more taxes, right? So it's like steps, like it's great.
Is that how Colorado does?
No, the taxes were not that bad when I did not purchase weed in America. no, when I was there, I didn't pay too close of attention, but
they're so far ahead on their state as far as
they ran with it, man. It was a huge deal.
And they
didn't need to do that.
No, Illinois is doing it out of necessity.
Yeah,
but
that's way different.
But they should have done it 5 years ago. I mean, the tax will go down. I'm sure it'll go down sometime. But they still have the dispensary I seen had a fucking line around the fucking block. I mean, it's new. It's a new thing. So, I mean, I get it. But, and then people that I've known that smoke weed every day said that they didn't mind paying that much more because it was such good stuff.
Oh, the quality is there. Like, don't get me wrong. You can get that primo Jack Harris stuff. Put you on your ass. But.
But so in that, okay, so here's my thought on that is you can buy the ditch weed, the shitty weed,
right,
and smoke a bunch of it to get a high not as good as that. But if you get the better stuff, you smoke less over time, so it lasts longer. I mean,
yeah, and here's my thing. I'm not a huge. I like to dabble. Well, I don't know. Since I've drank less, it's not. It's a little bit more prevalent, I guess.
Something to take your mind off of things.
Yeah, but, helps with anxiety, helps with sleep, whatever. Helps with arthritis. I love all those benefits of it.
You fuck with CBD?
So it's interesting you bring that up. I had an account the other day, and we went down the rabbit hole on it, and we were talking about it. I was like, man, I'm just being honest with you, I don't know that much about it. Right. I just don't know what it is. I get it. I get what it is, but I don't understand how to use it. I know I can get this in a grinder box and put a 1-hitter in there, and I light it up, and I can get high. Right. I understand the premise of what goes on there. With CBD, it's like I've taken it. I didn't notice any effects, and it was interesting. He definitely dropped some knowledge on me about how much, what your usage needs to be, the milligrams, how important that is, your time usage. He said, for you to really to understand and feel the benefits of that, you need to take it for at least a month. Yeah. And I was like, what? Like, I had no idea, and he really he was very knowledgeable about the milligrams and really
I assumed it was something over time because it's an oil, and then you take it. I mean, because a lot of people take them for their joints and anxiety and all
well, the reason we brought it up is I have a lot of arthritis problems, and he did a few tours overseas, and he had some battle wounds that obviously had some residual pain from, and it really did a number for him in helping with mobility and not having
that's good.
So it's interesting to hear all that. So
right, and then I really liked that they came out with that, and the price is kind of going down a little bit from what it was because it was expensive as shit at first. It was like,
oh yeah, and like the milligrams were all over the place. You didn't know what. I did see that too. I saw, milligrams all over the place, and pricing being extremely aggressive with, and I asked him, I said, well, if you get this, it's 400 milligrams, is it worth having that? He's like, no, you don't want that much. You want a smaller amount, but consistently. Right. All right. So it stays in your system, so you get the full effect of it. So, it really dropped a lot of knowledge on me. It was interesting to hear it.
Yeah, I really haven't started with. I don't know if it's just like I'm used to the pain that I don't think it's pain anymore. But but I was in a lot more pain whenever I had all the extra weight on me though too.
Yeah, so, it makes a difference.
I mean, and I've really been focusing on stretching and mobility and really really staying on top of that. And it's crazy to wake up and then get up and not be stiff, not be sore, not be ache. I mean, it's like I wake up, I'm like, oh wait, why am I grunting? Nothing hurts.
Right. Yeah.
But I still grunt. It's like, wait, nothing. My back.
I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
And just still to this day, I've kept all that weight off, and now.
Yeah, you look great, man.
Thanks, man. You're cutting it down yourself, sir.
Yeah, trying.
What are you doing?
Honestly, I've really just been focused on diet.
That's the whole game. Dude.
Yeah, no, the diet's huge. I like to keep my water up. I try to keep the sugars down, the fried food down. All the bullshit, just cut it out.
Yeah, exactly. Are you fasting?
So I did it with my schedule now. I have a lot of trouble with that. So in my old job, in my previous position, it was super easy for me to do that, and I loved it, and I definitely noticed the difference. Now I'm all over the place. I'm really scattered. I think probably in the next 3 months I'll have some settling in my position, get my bearings.
Yeah.
I was very much in a routine, so I'm very routine driven. So it's like if I can get into a really healthy routine, I'll keep it. But it's when the monkey wrench comes in.
Right.
Obviously, I said I got promoted, and that's really what interrupted that.
Yeah. And but it's adjusting. It's just an adjustment, and you figure it out. And that's why. For me, like some people are like, oh, I fast 2 or 3 days a week. I'm just like, why? Why not just do it each day? Like have a time, a time where I can't eat till this time.
Right. I got really into it. I really did a lot of research with it. I shouldn't say I did a lot of research. And,
it's a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah, I didn't go to a scientific research facility for this. But no, I listen to a lot of people. And they're like, yeah, I have a feeding window of like 90 minutes. That's all I eat, and then I feel great.
I think that takes preparation, like a lot of preparation.
Sure. No, I mean,
because you could, I'm trying to think. There's a guy, he was on Rogan the other day. He basically brought kettlebells to the United States. I can't think of his name, but that dude eats once a day. But that meal is 5,000 calories.
Sure.
Like to me, I just like to do what's easy.
Right. Well,
the easier the better. And once I got used to that, I'm not eating before 2 and I'm not eating after 10. Once I got used to that, or like sometimes I push it out to like I'm still fasted today. And you can hear it. That's my stomach growling on cue.
Right.
Yeah. Like I haven't. I ate last night at 10 o'clock. It was my last meal, and it's 6:21 now, and I still haven't eaten, and I feel great.
Right. Yeah. I didn't. The one biggest change, the one thing that I noticed the most, is I don't have that full feel. Like as cut down. Still now like
you're not stuffed.
No.
Yeah.
And that's a real refreshing thing. You
just feel so much better, man.
Yeah, you just feel lighter. The non-bloat, like it's awesome.
When I sit down in the chair and like I don't have the hangover.
Yeah, we got to lean way back.
Or just being able to sleep and not like if I lay on my back, I'm like I mean you'll get there. I mean I don't know.
No, for sure. I'm a belly side sleeper.
Yeah.
I guess. Jay doesn't usually say anything. From downstairs, he can't hear me snort. But,
and man, looking good, man. Stay on that shit.
No, for sure.
Shit starts changing. All those aches and stuff will start going away. For me, it was just, I don't know, man. Well, originally, why I was like, man, when I started researching, Googling like how to get an investor, blah blah for my business, and they brought up health. They're like the healthier you are, the more likely somebody is, to invest.
Oh, it's 100% true. I'm the king of the great idea, right? But there's a major company that we partner with that I was like I could never work there because they don't hire fat people. And everybody's like, well, don't say it like that. I'm like, no, it's a real thing because if you go to their corporate headquarters, there's no fatties running around. It's a real approach, right?
I mean, do you think it's an insurance thing?
No. I mean, that plays a huge role in it. I think it's a stability thing. You can look at somebody being fat as a character defect. And I'm not saying I can just see somebody. You asshole! He's got somebody's got a.
We don't have any people listening to this.
Yeah. You're an ass. No, it's.
And if you tell me that you, I'm trying to say this without sounding like a complete asshole. I'll put it up from my own experience. I'm way more happy being healthy than when I was. I thought I was happy then, but like not wheezing.
You mask. Like your brain. You trick yourself into being. You trick yourself into happiness, right?
Yeah.
So you immediately think like, oh no, I'm good. I want this double cheeseburger. It's like, do you?
Yeah. Right.
Like, do you want to sit here and eat a box of donuts? Because you can.
Right.
Like, there's nobody to tell you no.
Right.
Because you're an adult.
Right. Exactly. I'm an adult. Mom said I couldn't eat all these donuts. Now I'm gonna eat all the donuts. Like, I mean, for me, it was when I got out of college, like I was always playing basketball. That's
right.
what, so I'm just burning. I could eat all that shit. I drank Mountain Dew and go play a basketball game. I was on point.
Sure.
And after I got done, I wasn't running all the time, but I was still eating the same. And boy, I look at some of those pictures and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, dude, when I was like 20, so I was really heavy when I was younger, and then I lost a ton of weight, and I got down to like 225.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And gym 5 days a week. I wasn't I was eating fairly clean.
Mm-hmm.
Meal prepping.
Yeah.
This is 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was just things slowly changed.
Yeah.
I changed a job, and then I broke up with this girl, and I was depressed, and then this happened, and then I had a few surgeries. Like I told you that before. Like those hernia surgeries just destroyed me. Like just put me down this path. And all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I gained 75 pounds. Like that just happened. Mm-hmm. Like it can happen that fast. So
yeah, and it's when people ask me about my weight loss, I try to not shame them into doing the same thing. I'm always like, well, this is what I did. And I always tell them that this was my experience. This is how I got there. And I could never do that. Like, then why'd you ask me about it?
Right. Well, I think too. I really, when you talk about the bar industry, it's hard to be healthy.
Oh fuck yeah.
I always socks, and I used to joke about it. You're like, yeah, I mean, I could eat rice and chicken, but I just worked for 7 hours, and everybody pissed me off for the last 4 of it. I'm gonna go get a bomb burrito from QT and wash it down with a Mountain Dew.
Right, exactly. Or for me, when I was living off Loughborough, there's that Burger King right there.
Oh yeah.
They knew me by my first name. Yeah. And go in and get a double Big Mac, cheese, fries, a Diet Coke. Let's go.
Yeah.
And most of the time I wake up with it on my belly, like.
Yeah, for sure. It's just you no matter what job you're in, no matter what it is, you should be healthy. Mm-hmm. I don't think I never wish someone to be. I don't want you to be unhealthy, right?
And then and being healthy, you don't get sick as much. Like I haven't been sick since I started on this path.
Yeah.
The only time that I thought I got sick was that I had an allergic reaction to my contacts. I bought cheap contacts, and there was something in the material, man, that made me like clog up.
Oh wow!
Like in my frontal lobe, I had a congestion. Yeah, it was crazy, but it was like it wasn't coming out green. It was like if you're sick, you got some kind of
there's
virus or whatever. Yeah, it's going to come out green, and it was coming out clear. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I my eyes were just burning and like I was clogged up, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I went to optometrist friend of mine, and they're like, yeah, you're allergic to something in these contacts.
Wow. And I didn't even know there was a thing.
I didn't either.
I was like, we were talking about like the different proteins. Like I didn't know you could be, they have
one small little thing in this protein, and you're having a violent reaction to it. And the same thing with the contacts. So I used one pair out of the box because I'm the same vision in both eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's godsend. Yeah,
that's godsend. So instead of costing $100 for my contacts, it cost me $50.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
So I took them back to the place, and I was like, "Hey, I need a different box of contacts. Like these, I have this note from this optometrist that I'm allergic to something in these contacts. I need to return them and get a different, I need a different brand."
Sure.
Motherfuckers wouldn't take it back. I called the corporate office, and I'm like, really? Right. I was like, I'm physically allergic to it. I have a note from a doctor saying I'm physically allergic to something in these contacts.
But you didn't have the allergy warning on the box, damn it.
Right, exactly. Right. But
McDonald's puts that on the McFlurry for peanuts, all right? You can at least return them.
Yeah, you can at least give me a different pair, like a different brand, or a nicer brand or something, whatever. I'll pay the difference of the price, but no, nothing. They're just shut off to it. They're just like, oh, we can't take back contacts. I was like, I used 2 out of the box.
Right.
I cannot. I'm going to throw these contacts away, literally. Right. And granted, I mean, it was the Walmart of fuck it, American Contacts and eyeglasses is where I went.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
They're the Walmart of optometrists. But yeah, it was frustrating. That was a while ago. But now I've got these monthly ones but I still don't wear them that often. It's so much easier to throw my glasses on. I just need to get fucking LASIK.
Yeah, no. So
would you get LASIK?
No, so actually that's the reason. So I got into some altercations, say that when I was a lot younger, and I was like, "Fucking, I'm not wearing glasses anymore. I keep getting in these fights." Like, and what happened was a pair of glasses, like, bro, cut me. I had like a scar over here somewhere from it, and I was like, "I'm not wearing this anymore." So I said, "Stop. I just screw it." I just didn't wear glasses for like 7 years. And no context, nothing. Bad vision, right? And all of a sudden, I remember I was working for Chipotle. I was driving home. It was when I was living out in Eureka, right? And I was going from the O'Fallon.
You and Jay lived out there.
Yeah. We went out there for a year, and we went I was going from the O'Fallon Chipotle to my house in Eureka, right? And it was late. It was like 8:30 at night, and all of a sudden I'm driving. I just couldn't see the road, just flat, just
no shit.
Hit me like a ton of bricks. Like it wasn't. I mean, I guess it was a gradual thing, but I was like, I can't see the road. Like it was hard to drive that. And so
I never thought the glare thing on glasses. I never was like, I don't ever want that. I don't need that. Yeah. The fuck I don't. Like driving when the rain, when it's raining and you can't see, like I'm like reflection off the water, reflecting off my glass. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that makes a difference.
Yeah. So now I pay the extra to have the
coating.
Yeah. And then I'd be wearing Coke bottles if I didn't get the thinner
same,
ones.
Same. Yeah, my one eye's completely jacked up. But
could you get LASIK?
Yeah. So they said, no, you can 100% get LASIK, but you're gonna have to wear glasses for at least 6 months. So your eyes will take a correction. So so I ended up I got glasses at the time, and
you have astigmatism or anything?
Yeah, both.
Oh no,
my eyes are fucked up. Yeah. If I could get like Cyclops, I would totally do LASIK. Just fix this.
Fix it. Take
no,
this money and fix it.
Yeah. So what happened was I was making a lot of money at Chipotle, and I was like, I'll pay $10,000 to get LASIK or whatever it'll cost. I don't care. And then I stopped working there and stopped making so much money. So glasses it is.
They're very affordable now, and your insurance. There's some insurances that'll pay. Like
for the glasses or for the
LASIK?
Yeah. So the company that I went through. So I did a little shopping. For the level my eyes were at, what it was going to take, it was going to be $3,200 an eye. And then I talked to one other place, and they said they could probably get the whole thing done for about $4,800. So a little bit of saving there,
Yeah, and then or one big day on DraftKings.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like I tell people it's like nobody wants to pay for tires, right? Like, oh, that's dumb. Like you're resting your life on that every day you drive. Think about it.
Yeah.
It's like people that don't want to spend a lot of money on a bed.
Fuck that.
You spend 33% of your life on that thing. Like whether you realize it or not. It's same thing with shoes. It's like it's $5,000. It's not the end of the world. I'm doing a little bit better off, so it's something I'll look at.
Casper. I got a Casper bed. It's fucking
dope.
godsend.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god.
So I just cranked up my FSA, so it's something I might look at doing maybe next year.
FSA.
Flexible spending account. So basically, I get tax-free money deducted onto a card, so I can dump a bunch of extra money onto that I'm not going to get taxed on, and I can use it towards medical expense.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will be getting a lot of dental work done this year.
That was one of the best things I ever did.
Yeah, it's my 2020 thing. I'm going to get dental work done.
Yeah, and thankfully I found a guy that was really good. I knew somebody there that got me in, and he did it where I pay it as I go. Yeah, and because obviously didn't have dental insurance, but it was like the best money. Like the confidence that it gave me now that my drill's not fucked up. I mean, obviously I still need to get Invisalign to straighten it out, but it's like not having that weird tooth or whatever.
Oh yeah, I got this one missing. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, I got one. Yeah, they had to pull one, but it's it's definitely worth it, even just like for self-confidence, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just a garbage person. I usually don't really give a shit,
Right.
but every once in a while, like we went on that Bud Light cruise or whatever, and I'm smiling in a picture, and I'm
Right.
just toasted, and you just see this big missing tooth. I'm
Right.
like, oh,
Right.
God damn it, yeah.
Yeah, and that's I gotta get back. I missed my last appointment with that guy. Oops. Actually, no, wait, hold on. No, it's coming up. Ugh. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, no, okay.
but like it's really cool. Like the Invisalign now, you can get it and just wear it at night when you're going to
Sure.
sleep. Yeah, and it'll straighten them up. And people are like, oh, I'm too old. Blah blah blah. I'm 40. But I'm like, no, dude. Like anything that's gonna investing in yourself.
Yeah, it's
like
self betterment, right?
Mhm.
You'll sink a ton of money in something else.
Mhm.
But it's like you won't do it. Like I started going to the chiropractor, get massages, things like that. It's like you spend a little bit of money on yourself, goes a long way.
Yeah, like my chiropractor is $65 a month. Oh no, actually it's no. Yeah, it's $40 a visit, or you do $65 a month, and you can go as much as what it takes to get you right.
Okay, gotcha.
And then you can pay it month. You pay her $65 a month. She works on you, and it's great. And like since Bob has been on pause, I had to cut that out for a little bit, but I'll get back on it. But it just I can feel the little things. It's so crazy how like going to a good chiropractor, not one that does the same fucking thing all the time, but like the ones that like care about your adjustments and then like explain. Like I have a compression fracture in my back that I never knew I had that grew back together. I know exactly when it happened. It was when I was in college and I went up to fucking dunk, which I probably wasn't going to dunk it anyway, but I went up and then motherfucker undercut me and landed on my back weird. And I was like, oh, I just felt a little discomfort.
Yeah.
And
no,
then,
for sure.
And then, always had that little bit of discomfort, but then you get used to that little bit of pain and then you never think about it.
No.
And then someone like, hey, feel it on your back. Like, what? That's compression fracture right there, bud. Oh, well, shit.
I had no idea. No.
Well, can't sue the college over that, but
yeah, no, it's like you'll kind of have your neck crooked a certain way, and then all of a sudden you get a crack. You're like, oh, that's what normalcy feels like.
Right, exactly.
Great. Yeah.
That's I had a what do we call them? The vertebrae right at the base of my neck, at the base of my neck, and she was like, chiropractor was feeling around. I was like, man, it feels weird over here, and it was like protruding one side. She's like, don't move. I'm like, okay. Then she like went over and like was looking at something, and then she comes over and she's like, okay, just don't move. And like there's just like this, and then like I was like, oh, what the? She was like, that's what that's what chiropractors call a chiropractic boner right there. I got that straightened up. Cause like, then she's like, yeah, so she showed me on the mannequin or whatever you want to call them, the skeleton. Yeah. She's like, okay, your vertebrae was sitting over here.
Just put it in place.
And she put it in place and she's like, now you have full blood flow going to your brain because you didn't have full blood flow.
Wow.
I'm like,
true.
No wonder I made so many bad decisions.
I feel smarter now. No, that's awesome. Though.
Yeah, and but now like I can tell like, but what sucks is now I can tell like if it gets a little bit off, I'm like, fuck, I need to get back to her, blah blah blah. And chiropractors for the longest had kind of a bad name. They just keep you going, so you spend more money. Like, what do you care? It's the insurance paying for it, dude. Like, go.
Well, it's funny. Like the same people that'll bitch about that will, don't spend money on that. Go out and buy a boat. Like, well, what the fuck is that, man? Like, you just bought it. You bought a floating liability. Way to go.
You could either take $25,000, dig a hole in your backyard, and light it on fire, or you could buy a boat.
Right, yeah, no, exactly. But then I shouldn't generalize it like that. But yeah, a lot of people that dog on it, it's like, well, I mean, you're investing in your body. Yeah. Right? The healthier you are, the longer you can go.
Because people get used to pain. And then once you, like, what it feels like to be in zero pain is so fucking crazy, man.
Right.
And you think about how long you lived with that pain and just, like, dealt with it.
For sure.
And I just don't want to be where I can't walk or run or do anything when I'm 55 or 60. Like I'm walking around like all slunched over. I used to could. I never want to be a used to could guy. Yeah.
I used to be awesome at this.
Right. Anytime I do anything, man, there's always somebody. oh, I used to be all big and buff. Did you? Show me a picture of when you were big and buff.
Right. And what does it matter now?
Right. Or going back to something. Let's kind of get back on course here.
Yeah.
So going back to something you were saying earlier that it's like I laughed about was when you were talking about jumping, when you're making that jump, when you're trying something.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's crazy to me, and you experienced it, I'm sure, as much as I have, when somebody's trying to tell you about something, like a business or something, like, but they've never made the jump themselves. And, you know, they still working, you know, like if you're so smart at business and you're so great at something that you were trying to tell me how to do, you know, the bar business, everybody.
Oh my God. It's a huge pet peeve of mine. I hate it. You know, what you need to do. Yeah, you need to do this. It's like, one, why don't you frame it like a normal human being would say, like, have you ever thought about this? Right? Just you start the sentence with that versus this is what you need to do. So you're telling me a command versus just posing it as like, hey, have you ever tried this or thought about it?
Yeah,
or like,
exactly.
You know, and when I say, hey, have you thought about this? She said, yeah, I did. I looked into it, and like it'll raise my insurance premium 35%, so it's not feasible for me. And then I say, oh man, I didn't realize.
Right.
And then it's dead. It's done.
Right.
Instead of me, this is what you should do. Well, this guy, you know, I told him what he needs to do. He's an idiot. You should know better. Dude, it's like, shut up, God. Man.
After off, I'll tell you some of the fucking stories I've been hearing about how I fucked up Bob's and like this is all my fault, and even though it had nothing to do with me, and no way it was my fault, but I can't. People are gonna talk.
Hey, well,
it's almost like it's because I feel like people that talk the most shit are the people that don't have anything. It's like I hate that I can't frame it any better off the top of my head, but like a poor mentality or something like that they just want to bitch and complain about everything.
Haters gonna hate, man. Haters gonna hate. Like my thing is, don't get me wrong, I'll get on my tangents and I'll bitch.
Yeah.
Like with the best of them, right? I mean, I'm sure you've heard me just go off like what, you know, I lose
to certain people, I will do that,
right?
You know, and I try not to bag on anybody, but it's still like when you know, like somebody like you and I can have a conversation, and I'll be like, man, this motherfucker, blah 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 blah. But like a normal, not I didn't mean to say normal person, but any other person, I'm like,
right. They're not gonna. So here's my and I talk about this a lot. It's like so many people now, right? There's no dialogue.
No.
Right. So like just because you and I don't agree on something, right? Like I hate food in the bar. Like it drives me crazy. Like just because you did it doesn't mean you were wrong for doing it. It doesn't mean I'm right. Like it's just
pet peeve.
Yeah, it's my thing. I just don't like it. And you know, I'll work open to close in the kitchen. It's fine. I hate it. I don't like it. That's not my thing.
Right.
You know, you look at politics even.
I would never put a face as beautiful as yours in the kitchen.
I know, just a waste of talent. No,
waste of talent, sir.
No, but you look at politics now, it's like, there's no dialogue. It's not just like, hey, this is the way I think. And you're like, no. Like,
it's okay to disagree.
Yeah, it's healthy to disagree because that's when learning happens, right? That's when you start to figure things out and form opinions, and you know, nothing pisses me off more than somebody that's never owned a bar, never ran a bar, never worked in open to close, never did a clopen, you know, never dealt with. Yeah, I just had 3 waitresses quit, and I'm booked. Like, don't tell me what you think. Like, I'll never. Oh my God, this pissed me off so bad. So one of my first shifts at Big Daddy's, you know, I'm just fresh in, you know, I'm coming from corporate restaurants to a bar, you know, so whatever. One of the people that was there was like, hey, you got a bar full of people outside, just no bartender out there. I'm like, do you think I didn't fucking realize that? Like, I am fully capable and aware of what's going on right now. He's like, well, you should shift a bartender out there. I'm like, no fucking shit. Like, I had, man, thank God you're here because I had no fucking clue. Like, yes, that is 100% a thing. You are right. Like, you know, and I get it. You know, people are gonna do it, but
and they think they're. I know some people said they think they're helping, but it's like, God damn it, man. Like,
just be here and enjoy it.
Yeah. Just
be here and enjoy it. You know, hopefully spend some extra money.
Right.
You know, spend your money. Enjoy yourself. Like if you have to dog on this that much to be here and be happy, like fuck it, leave. Like
Go somewhere. There's 30 other bars in Tucson. Go to them.
I will forgo your $20-$30. Like, it's fine. You know, and I always try to keep the open mind of, you know, what would the owner say? You know, the owner's going to deal with it because he wants the money in, you know, the bank account. And he's got to.
Dude.
Yeah.
I get Bob's when, like, no, somebody needs to clean that up. Oh, fuck.
It's me.
That's I need to clean that up. Fuck.
No, it's very eye-opening too. You know, when you're the last line of defense.
I'm like, who the fuck put this idiot in charge?
Like, damn
it. Going back to having conversation, it's funny because Jay and I, one time it was a disagreement about. I thought Ballpark Village was a bad thing.
Oh, I was there.
That's right.
Yeah, I was there. I was like, this is not good.
No, we were fine afterwards. Like, we just got loud with each other. Yeah, that's right. You were there.
I was sitting there, and I was just like, okay, I'll be over here.
But that's just two people that are very passionate about stuff.